Move forward to 1986 and Doctor Who: The Trial of the Time Lords, parts 5 to 8, which is how you know it.
Yeah.
Philip Martin wrote it. Now, did he have any say in you getting this role? Because it was just totally coincidental.
Totally coincidental.
I was really hoping it would have been some sort of...
No, it was totally coincidental, and when we saw each... Well, he knew that I'd been cast, so when we saw each other on the floor, it was a... So that was great, but he didn't know, and I didn't realize... Well, you know, when you read a script, I knew it was Philip's script, but I just didn't think I would see it, do you know what I mean? So anyway, it had nothing at all to do with him, unfortunately. Be nice.
He did actually write, I believe, the role of King Ikanos with Brian Blessed in mind, and remarkably he got cast in it. An interesting person to work with, a larger-than-life character.
Oh,
Brian Blessed.
Oh, good Lord, good, of course. What do you mean?
What was he like to work with in rehearsals? Because that would have, not what you see on screen, but what he must have been like in rehearsal rooms must have been something else.
Well, I'll tell you, the rehearsals were wonderful because both Patrick and Brian, and there was another, and
Christopher Ryan?
Christopher Ryan was there too, but they were, what's the one that we're waiting for? No, I said Patrick.
Yeah. Patrick, Brian, Chris Ryan. There's Colin and Nicola. Colin Baker.
Yeah, and I think they spent a lot of time after we'd done our bits telling wonderful stories. So we were just laughing the whole time. Because they're all wonderful raconteurs, and you just, sit there in the rehearsal room just rolling with laughter. It was wonderful.
Was Patrick quite loud in the rehearsal rooms? Because he hasn't said much today.
Oh, well, because he's been drinking.
Do you remember a great deal about the filming of it? Because you and Patrick worked very close together, because you seemed to me you had a dual role. You were sort of his assistant, but you were also in charge of the women servants as well.
Yes.
Was there any implied relationship between the two of you?
Well, we didn't think so.
Okay.
I mean, it's an interesting thought. It's a pity you didn't tell me that when we were filming it, because I think it would have been a nice undercurrent there.
You did seem... I just watching it this week, it seemed to me there was definitely... You had a slight love of him, I felt, which is... Because one of the questions I was going to ask him, or in fact I will ask him, is I thought his character reminded me a bit of Mengele, to be honest.
Oh,
he was given free range to experiment as he wanted. Or anyway, this is what I like about Philip Martin's storytelling. There is the massive over-the-top character like Brian Blessed. There's the in-jokes, like he has lines, something like actors shouting over the top or something like that. But you actually have a very dark story underneath.
Yeah.
Which is, again, what he did in Gangsters. There's light and dark, and they're well-defined.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. No, I can only agree.
And the other thing would be the death of Perry which was... her makeup was really brilliant that day. Was that one day all her shooting? She had her head shaved.
Yes. I'm just trying to think. Couldn't tell you whether it's one day shooting or not. I really can't remember. I'm sorry to say, but it has been a while.
Well, I said to Alibe it's been on DVD, video shoot. You didn't even know that, did you?
No, I had no idea.
You don't get residuals?
Well, if you do, sometimes it's £1.7 from the Netherlands, and you don't really think about where it came from. You just think, well, I'll just take that £1.7 and spend it immediately.
Another thing that you were involved in the mid-80s, a small role, but was Aliens.
Yeah.
Which was a Doctor Who small production, Aliens, massive,
yeah,
James
massive.
Cameron.
Yeah. He was something. Oh.
Tell more.
Well, I found him a bit difficult, but it's only because he's got so much going on in his mind, and he's an engineer, really. And I think his precision that makes his film so great. But I don't know how you all felt about Avatar, but I thought the sort of technical side of it was fabulous, but I thought the storytelling was not very good. That's my opinion. And I think with James, he's more interested in the toys that he can play with and get together, which is good, because they're fantastic. But the filming with him, that's really what he's concerned about. He's not concerned about the actors or what they're doing or helping them in any way. I mean, Sigourney Weaver is amazing. She was amazing to work with because she she was having to have all the emotion and the storytelling aspect of acting, and at the same time be so precise in what she was doing. I just sat there with my mouth open. She was amazing, absolutely fantastic.
I would agree with what you say about his films, because Titanic, technically a brilliant film. I think it's 3 boring hours watching the film leading up to the what it happens, personally speaking.
And there was another film about the Titanic that was made. It's in black and white. I can't.
A Night to Remember.
Yeah, and to me that's the one about the Titanic. That's the one.
Of course, next year we'll have a huge raft of new ones. It's the centenary of the sinking, isn't it? Next April.
Good grief! Yes, I suppose so.
I think ITV are getting a drama together. For
Oh, really?
For sure. Has anyone got any questions for Alibe? Sheldon.
Hi, Alibe.
Hi.
One of your film credits I've noticed was in The Bitch.
Yes.
You see, I don't ask questions like this.
Like me would ask that.
Yeah.
As you say. I assume your role wasn't like as naughty as Joan Collins, but what was she like, and what was the production like in that sort of
She was very professional.
That was a good search for a word.
No, but it's an accurate one. She was. I mean, you didn't cozy up with her. I played somebody's girlfriend or wife, and we were seeing her off in the airport. I think that was it. And I had on some massive fur coat, which probably would have got me killed today. But anyway, and it was a funny little scene. I just had some lines to throw at her, or throw at whoever it was I was playing with. I can't remember. But no, she's very good. But you didn't chat her up. She was busy, because I think she had something to do with the production of that film, if I'm not mistaken. I did another film with her it was in South Africa. It was called. It'll come, maybe. Richard, not Richard Burton, but Richard Harris was in it, and who else was in it? Well, anyway, saying all that to say, Game for Vultures was the name of it, yeah. But saying all that to say is that again, she was, not cozy. She didn't have time to have drinks with you and stuff, whereas Richard Harris would.
Legendary, wasn't he? There.
And Richard Roundtree was in it as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and I played his girlfriend. Well, actually, I was a spy. And
it's like being a CIA agent in Gangsters, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. I was a spy. But anyway, as I said, everybody was friendly. It's just that she was busy. She really was busy. I think she was flying back and forth doing things and not sort of able to hang out and, have a drink with Richard and all of us. Actually, it was
So Joan Collins didn't have time to have a drink with Richard Harris?
No, I don't know. They may have drinks on their own, dear. You never know.
Oh, sorry, dear.
I don't know. But what I'm saying is that she had lots of other things to do. I'm saying she's professional in the sense that I never got to know her other than professionally. We didn't sit down and have dinner together or anything like that, which is unfortunate. But I think when I was working and around, she was off doing something else and vice versa. So there we are. But it was an interesting experience, South Africa. I'll take that.
She looks younger now than she did 40 years ago.
No, she really doesn't.
Say that again?
He reckons she looks younger now than 40 years ago. I said, no, she really doesn't.
Well, I was going to say she might be having a few little nips and tucks. Yes. Maybe, I don't know, because she always looks great to me. I mean, I don't see her personally, but when I see her, on the screen or something, she always looks terrific. But then you just got to have the right lighting, man.
I hope this is good for you today, Alibe.
Oh, excellent.
There's a question.
What are your memories of working on Space 1999?
Not interesting stories, really. Being the new girl, I didn't have a chance to really bond with a lot of people. But what I found more interesting than anything else is I used to, because I'm very interested in the technical parts of filming. I don't want to be a director or any of those things, but I used to go and talk to the special effects people. And they are just amazing, and they'd show me the little things and tell me how they did things, and sometimes I could watch. I loved that. I thought that was really, that's what I remember from space more than anything else.
Well, unfortunately, Alibe, time has beaten us.
Okay.
I'd like to thank you for being such a charming guest. Ladies and gentlemen, Alibe Parsons.